Lateral marks regions. Until 1970s, 30 buoyage system being used worldwide. Confusion among shipping traffic. International Association of Lighthouse Authorities. In 80s there were only 2 regions remained for lateral marks. Region A and Region B. Iala brings together representatives of the aids to navigation services of about 80 countries for technical coordination, information sharing, and coordination of improvements to aids to navigation throughout the world. It was established in 1957 to provide a permanent organization to support the goals of the Technical Lighthouse Conferences, which had been convening since 1929. The General Assembly of IALA meets about every 4 years. The Council of 24 members meets twice a year to oversee the ongoing programs. The IALA buoyage systems were created in 1979 by the International Association of Lighthouse Authorities, IALA, to unify the world's navigational buoys. While predominantly successful, there are still 2 buoyage systems used throughout the world, System A and System B. All the buoys are the same in the 2 systems apart from lateral buoys and preferred channel buoys, which use opposite colors between the 2 buoyage systems. IALA Buoyage System A. Used in the majority of the world including Europe, Africa, Australia, and most of Asia. Here's a list of some noticeable countries that use the IALA System A. United Kingdom, Spain, Australia, France, South Africa, Greece, Seychelles, Thailand, Cape Verde, Croatia, New Zealand, Egypt. IALA Buoyage System B. Here's a list of some noticeable countries that use the IALA System B. United States of America, Canada, Japan, South Korea, Paraguay, British Virgin Islands, Brazil, Philippines, Argentina, Grenada, Ecuador, Mexico. Take a good look at Region A and Region B and take a note of their differences. A noticeable difference is their color. Lateral marks. Port and starboard marks are referred to as lateral marks. Port hand marks are painted red and have a can-shaped top mark or buoy. If lit, a port hand mark shows a flashing red light. Starboard hand marks are painted green and have a cone-shaped top mark or buoy. If lit, a starboard hand mark shows a flashing green light. When both the port and starboard hand mark are placed near to each other, you travel between the 2 of them. Cans are always port. Cones are always starboard. Even numbers are always port. Odd numbers are always starboard. Lateral marks, direction of buoyage. The location of lateral buoys defines the borders of channels, and their characteristics, such as color, shape, light, top mark or odd/even number, indicate the direction of channels, traditionally matching the incoming tide, and on a larger scale, clockwise around landmasses. In region A, red buoys mark the port side of the channel when returning from sea, with aching heart, left side, we leave the open waters. In region B, green buoys mark the port side of the channel when returning from sea, red right. Iala A is used by countries in Africa, most of Asia, Australia, Europe and India. Iala B is used by countries in North, Central and South America, Japan, Korea and the Philippines. Aids to navigation. Navigational aids, NavAid, also known as Aid to Navigations, ATN, are special structures such as lighthouses, lightships, beacons, buoys, that are used to enhance safety by providing more opportunities to obtain LOPs. Lights and marks are prescribed across the world by the International Association of Lighthouse Authorities, IALA. In 1977 this IALA endorsed 2 maritime buoyage systems, putting an end to the 30-odd systems existing at that time. Region B covers the Americas, including Canada, Japan, the Philippines, and Korea. Region A covers Europe, Australia, New Zealand, and the rest of the world. Fortunately, the differences between these two systems are few. The most striking peculiarity is the direction of buoyage. All NavAids within IALA are distinguished by shape, light, color, top mark. Beacons, which are mostly fixed and not floating, have only one elongated and upright shape. The shape of the top mark is essential. The standard buoy shapes are conical, none, spherical, pillar, spar, barrel. Light identification. During daytime, the identification of aids to navigation is accomplished by observing location, shape, color scheme, auxiliary features, sound signals, raycon, or markings, name, numbers, etc. Yet, during the night, we use the features of the ATN's light to both identify and ascertain its purpose. There are 3 features to describe light. Color, either W white, R red, G green, Y yellow, or orange or BU blue. If no color is stated in the chart, the default is white. On regular charts, white, red, yellow lights will be indicated by, whereas on displays and modern multicolored charts in specific colors, such as with the yellow-colored lobe indicating a white, or labeled Y or yellow light. 6 types of navigation marks. Lateral marks indicate the edge of a channel. Isolated danger marks indicate a hazard to shipping. New danger marks were introduced in 2006 and are used as emergency marks for recent wrecks. Cardinal marks indicate the position of a hazard and the direction of safe water. Safe water marks indicate the end of a channel and deep, safe water is ahead. Special marks indicate anchor area or feature such as speed restrictions or mooring area. Leading lines. A range provides a leading line for navigators. When both marks are in line, the observer is on the recommended track. On range line, consult the charts for the portion of channel serviced by the range. The solid line portion indicates the track to be followed. On land and where the water becomes too shallow, a dashed line is drawn. See their chart symbols below.
Especially in poor visibility or at night. Here we might find additional aids which could assist us in tackling this hazardous passage. Here we could find leading lights or markers. So let's get a bit closer and investigate these lights or markers. Our first leading light or marker can be found close to shore, situated quite close to sea level, sometimes even in the water. And our second leading light or marker can be found further inland and on a higher elevation. Together, these 2 beacons make up the start of a line which shows us which course to take so we can make safe passage into this particular area. If the 2 lights or markers are above each other as we view them, we are on the correct course. If we begin to drift, these markers will no longer be above each other, showing us we have to take corrective measures. As the top marker is further inshore, to correct our course, we turn towards the bottom marker to line them both up again. If the markers drift further apart, we know we have turned the wrong way. On the charts, we should see two lights, probably marked as major lights. With the added light symbol, we should be notified of the light's identification by means of color and sequence. Our first light here is an occulting light every 3 seconds. It stands 8 meters above sea level and is visible from a distance of 12 miles. Our second light is also an occulting light, but this time every 6 seconds. This light stands higher above sea level at 20 meters and is visible from a distance of 15 miles. The chart could also show the leading line. If a heading is indicated, it's important to only follow this bearing once the lights have been lined up. A similar set of lights we might see are sector lights, which also assist us in navigating tricky areas at night. With the aid of specialized lenses and other wonderful engineering skills, the color of the light is determined by the angle at which we view the light. When viewing the light dead on, we see it as white, and as we move from different angles, we can see red and green light. If we are in the safe sector, we see the light as white, and as we drift, we will leave the sector and we will see a light change. This indicates to us we have moved out of the safe sector and into the green zone. Our angle is incorrect and we need to rectify our course. By turning to port, we will again enter the safe sector and see the light as white. The same applies to drifting out on the other side. Once we venture too far away from the safe sector, we enter a zone where the light will be viewed as red. This again indicates that a change of course is needed, in this case turning to starboard. Once we have altered our course, we should return into the white zone and back into the safe sector. Let's now have a look and see what we could possibly find on a chart. We should expect to find the light indicated as a major light with the required light teardrop. As we are dealing with sector lights, we should find all the colors recorded in the light sequence along with other light information. This particular light is situated 15 meters above sea level and is visible from a distance of 32 miles. In addition to this information, look for the sectors indicated on the chart with its relevant color sectors.